What is up, beautiful people? This is Small Hat Chris with the Small Hat Crew. Today I'm joined by my boys Small Hat Brandon and Small Hat Nick. We'll jump right into it. Alright, Stussy.
That's not how you pronounce that.
100% how you say Stussy's name.
We got some Stussy. Black, cost 2, 3k power, CP 0, on play. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Play up to 1 2-cost or lower character that contains the CP character type other than Stussy, then trash the rest. How many targets are there besides the blocker?
Yeah, I was just thinking
I
that.
have no idea.
Blocker's 3-drop though, so this doesn't even get the blocker.
Oh my god, this card.
But
It plays
this
the
card
Searcher.
has...
It doesn't have counter. This card's awful.
Well, it has infinite potential going forward. I really do like the on-play effect. I don't think right off the bat that it's going to be amazing, but it has a lot of potential going forward.
Bro, a card with no counter that can whiff.
Can whiff. But going forward, when we get, like, I mean, when you get so much support for decks going forward, there's going to be a point where things just don't whiff if you build it right.
It'd be one thing if we were talking, like, a black card that costs 2 or less, but she's specifically searching a CP card.
Yeah, right off the bat, this card's a 2. I'd say about a 2. But I see a lot of potential going forward.
This card having no counter is so bad to me.
OP04 has 3 legal targets. Or sorry, 2 legal targets.
This card's terrible. And the fact that she even excludes herself as a target, this card is awful. Oh my god. I'm gonna give her a 1. I'm gonna give her a 1. She should have had counter at the very least.
I like the name and the art a lot. It's a 2.
The art is immaculate. I love the art. It gives off that whole 80s anime vibe.
And I think this is the first time I've ever said I like One Piece art. Fuck me.
No thanks. Alright, next card.
So we have Rebecca, black character, cost 1, 2k power, Dressrosa. On play, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, reveal 1 Dressrosa type card other than Rebecca and add it to your hand, then trash the remaining cards. This card is great. This card only looks top 3, but that's taking into consideration that Rebecca leader will look the other 2. And then in doing so, you add 2 cards to your hand and you put 3 cards in your discard.
Yeah.
That's so good.
I'm very surprised that they got a Searcher. I didn't think they would, since leader ability kind of makes up for it. I'm happy they did.
It's a really is a really good searcher. I think it's honestly one of the best searchers too, because it adds a card to your hand and it sets up your discard. I think this is one of the cards too that's going to put Rebecca over the top, because she's going to get so much more consistent at getting that Coliseum now. Alright, we're going to move on to the next. I'm going to go Suleiman?
Sure.
Suleiman?
I have no idea.
Suleiman.
I don't think you know what you're saying. So
Yeah. Solomon.
we're just gonna call him Solomon. Solomon Muto. Black character, cost 3, 4k power, 1k counter, on play, when attacking. Oh, so okay, you can get the effect twice potentially. If your leader is Dressrosa type, give -2 cost to up to one of your opponent's characters, then place 1 card from the top of your deck. This is a good card.
It's a
Very good card.
It's finally a Dressrosa character that gives a minus cost on attacking. I think we see a few during this list.
Yeah, with stage, this card is minus. It's their Kuzan.
Yeah.
It is
Redrop. It has a counter. I wish it was a 5k, but if it was, I think it would be too good. But I really like the card.
Yeah. No, I don't think this card could be a 5k.
You're trash.
I don't think you could make this card a 5k. I think that would make it too good. Because one, in that deck, it's essentially a Zoro, and a Zoro that minuses 4 is ridiculous. That is Kuzan with Rush. No, but it's on play and when attacking.
Oh shit, you're right.
Yeah.
Which means
Oh my god.
It's a Kuzan with Rush if it's
stage.
5k. You can't make it a 5K.
Yeah, so if you have the stage out, then you get his ability twice on the turn that you play him.
Yes,
Which
this
means
card's
you're gonna
really
have to
good.
trash 2 cards.
This card is insanely good.
That's
Yeah, like this is a 4.5.
He had to be a 4k. I agree, this card's a 4.5. This card is, I feel like this card is the one thing I've been saying that they need. The one card that would sway my opinion on a lot of the previous cards. They needed an archetypal cost reduction, and this is one way to get it, and this is a really good way to get it. This is... Because unlike Kuzan 2, you can even divide the 2 between different characters.
I'm gonna give him a 3.5. I think we've seen a lot better cards this set. Reason being,
Really? Like what?
I love his on play and his attack effect. However, you still have to commit at least a Dawn to him to do anything with him when attacking. Also,
really? No, because
No.
your stage lets you attack characters. If my opponent has any rested characters that are less than or 4K
And then
or less,
think about-
just swing into them.
correct.
think
But
about-
also, he's a 4K. No matter what, he dies.
He's
the next turn.
but he's a
This-
3-cost 4K.
Correct, but when 4Ks don't live more than one turn.
That is
So
true
to-
because
no,
it takes
it-
2Ks
it
to get
don't.
out of 5 swings.
Exactly.
If you just attach the Dawn, he becomes a 4 Dawn 5K, and that is literally Kuzan. I do agree he's not going to survive. If you're getting his effect off anyway, you're probably picking Board Apart.
No, absolutely, and that's why I think he's a 3.5, because on 3 Dawn, if you play him, like let's say you go stage turn 1, 3 Dawn, play him, he doesn't do anything. He maybe kills, like, if they did a Momo search, or, you know, they used a searcher. So he's a card that you have to play with more than 3 Dawn, and at that point, again, he's a 4K, he dies next turn, no matter
Well, I
what.
was gonna say, 'cause I don't think you ever would drop him on curve anyway, because the fact that his
Right.
effect is just cost reduction means that he is a moving part. He doesn't actually
Right.
do anything on his own.
Yeah, and he's a good card. I just don't think he's worthy of being a 4.5 because of those reasons. I'm gonna stick with my 3.5. It's still a good
I'm
card,
gonna come down from a 4.5 to a 4. I do think he's
Yeah,
really
I'll
good,
go
but
for a 4.
also, yeah, because I just inherently, I'm not a fan of cards that don't do anything on their own because they could potentially end up
Yeah.
being bricks. We have a black event, Barrier, cost 1, Dressrosa and Bart Club. Oh, Barto. Okay. Counter, up to one of your leaders or characters gains 2,000 power for this battle. If your trash has at least 15 cards, gain another 2K. So this is how black is getting their 1 Dawn 4K. And the trigger
that's
drops
all
you trash 1.
This card's phenomenal. I like it a lot.
This card's good. I guess not even, yeah, because this is their Radical Beam.
And you can use it with more than 2 life. Like, you don't have to let yourself
Yeah.
get low before you're protecting life. But also, I just want to point out, this means that Garp has 8 Radical Beams, which is kind of just nutty to think about.
I don't think Garp's ever getting the second effect off.
No, but, like, it's
Yeah.
still fun to think about. I like this card a lot.
It's got a good effect. It's got a good trigger. I'm gonna give it a 4.5 out of 5.
Yeah, I'll give it a solid 4.5.
Actually, yeah, in Archetype, in Rebecca, fantastic card. So I'd give it a 4.
Yes. Outside of Rebecca, outside of your black decks that don't focus on trashing cards, it's not good.
Well,
because
I don't even know if I'd say that, because it's like, I think even if you're
It's
not
not
playing
great.
Rebecca, black moving forward looks like it's going to be dumping into the grave. Because just with OP3, we have
Yeah,
the CP
CP9.
cards, and now we have this. It looks like that's going to become black's gimmick.
yes, CP doesn't trash like as often as Rebecca, so still 15 is kind of, I mean, that's a third of the deck. But in Rebecca, you're gonna have
Right,
those
right.
15 cards.
Well, no, I
Very,
agree with
very
that.
rare.
But it's like,
Yes.
because it's not like the card has to be good immediately. It doesn't have to be able to get that second effect immediately, however, though. Because
Yeah.
it's like, you compare it to Radical Beam. Radical Beam usually doesn't become a 4K until, like, turn 4, maybe.
Yep.
And that
I
card's
personally love
amazing.
it
This
More
card's
than
great.
Radical Beam. I like this card a lot.
I don't know about more than Radical Beam. I think that's crazy.
I like it more than Radical Beam.
Because Radical Beam, you can just take the hits. If you have an early Radical Beam, you can just take hits to get down to the two life really fast. Whereas
Yeah,
with this
just-
one,
With all the black cards I've been seeing, you get 15 in your life hella quick.
yeah. Well, I mean,
Oh,
just Rad
15
Beam
life
is
is
a.
powerful.
I mean, Rad Beam as just like a red card in general, not specifically to one deck.
Yeah.
But yeah, I gave it a 4.5. I'm gonna make it a
I'm
4
still up.
actually.
Yeah, I'm sticking with my 4.
Make it a
Yeah,
4.
4.5.
Destructive Sword of Thunder, Black Event, cost 4, Dressrosa, main, choose up to one of your opponent's cost 4 or lower characters and KO that character. If your trash has at least 15 cards, choose a 6 cost or lower character instead. Trigger, you may rest your leader, KO up to one of your opponent's cost 5 or lower. Oh my god.
My god, dude.
Black's Jet Pistol.
This card is insane.
This is literally Jet Pistol.
Yes.
Even better than Jet Pistol.
Yeah, no, this card's insane. Oh my god, this is a 5.
Yeah.
This is incredible.
I
This is the
agree.
best card I think we've seen so far.
But this is a 4 cost that can hit up to 6 cost. That's ridiculous.
So that's it brings me to, because that blue event was 6 cost, right? And this is 4?
Yeah.
Because 4 Dawn, the difference with them is 6 Dawn, even on a 10 Dawn turn, you barely have anything else to do. If you have 10 Dawn, 4 Dawn, you still have a play left that turn. And being able to KO a 6 drop with it, and then out of life a 5 drop, you can potentially KO a 7k with it.
Well, one thing I also really like about it is just with its own synergies within its own archetype and color. This card could potentially, like, if you do have the 15, it hits 6, and we've already seen a card that lowers 4, this card could kill everything in the game.
Yeah.
That's a 10 cost.
What I also like about this card, the reason I say it's better than Jet Pistol, 1, now when you go against red or black, you're going to have to worry about when you attack. But also, Jet Pistol you can play around out of life. You cannot play around this card out of life, because you can't just add Dawn to make 7k.
Yeah.
This card just says, if I have it in life, you're screwed and you can't do anything about it.
That also, though, to get that trigger, though, because you'd have to rest your leader, so it means you'd have to be playing probably a suboptimal turn where you didn't get any effect off that rested your leader for advantage.
Yeah. I think being able to, I mean, it'll definitely depend. That is a very good point, because sometimes you might just very well miss the trigger because of that.
Yeah.
So I'd say it's on par with Jet Pistol, since Jet Pistol has no restriction.
God, it's just a good card. It's insane. This is a really
Yeah,
good
this is a
card.
5 out of 5.
Yeah. Agreed.
I guess we'll move on to the next card, and that's going to be Xinjiao, black character, cost 5, 6k power, dress Rosa, happy. Oh, I thought it said Happy Navy. Hapo Navy, 1k counter. Dawn times 1. When the opponent's character battling this one is KO'd, draw 2 cards and trash 2 cards from your hand.
I think it's good with the stage. I wish that this card had, I mean, it's a 6 cost 7k with potential rush in that deck, and then draw 2, trash 2. Not a bad card. I think what would push it over the top would be attacking active characters. Since I feel like there's going to be way better cards to play for that Dawn allotment, I think I'm going to give it like a 2. Honestly, a 3. I still think it's actually a pretty good card.
I think it's a 2.5. For me, the problem is, so like you said, it doesn't attack active characters, so it doesn't really have a way to force its effect to go off. I think whatever it swings at probably is dying, and you probably are getting the effect off.
Yeah.
But I think if you attach the Dawn to go 7, 7's a number I would usually rather put into the leader, and if you do that, you get no effect out of it.
Touche. I think it does a really good job at protecting itself too, though. It's a 6k, so easier to protect than leader. And then you can just draw 2 and trash 2 that don't really have counter from hand, which I'm really a fan of. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, plus it fuels your discard pile for all of your other effects that need cards in the trash.
Yep, I mean, it has counter too. I think I'm gonna give him,
stick with my 3.5.
I was gonna say 2.5, I'll go 3.
Yeah.
I'm with it, 2.75.
Okay. Next card, we have black character. Cost 2.
I don't know who it is.
Power 2,000. Okay, let me see if I can read the name. Ado? Who the fuck's Ado?
Not a clue.
This is one of the guys that was in the tournament in Dress Rosa.
The Coliseum.
Yeah, the Coliseum.
Okay, I don't recall him. At all, actually.
That's just
it's
a
just a
2/2
blocker.
blocker.
Okay, we'll move on. It's just a 2k blocker. I don't think it needs a rating.
Yeah. Which black already has 2 2k, or 2 cost 2k blockers, so doesn't really need it.
Yeah.
Yes, it's true, but we are getting literal best card in the freaking game.
Pyro.
Let's see. Black character, cost 3, 5k power, so no counter, I assume. No counter, dress Rosa.
No bitch.
If this character would be KO'd, you may instead rest up to 1 of your leaders or core to Coliseum, so it can survive twice in a turn. It has to be killed 3 times.
Out using counter.
Yes. If this character would be KO'd, you may... Oh, I already read that. On play, if your leader is Rebecca, KO up to 1 of your opponent's characters with a cost of 1 or less, then trash 1 card from the top of your deck. So it fuels the discard pile. It can potentially kill a blocker on board. assuming you have effects to lower stuff, he can kill even bigger than a blocker. And he has to be killed 3 times a turn. And honestly...
And that's not even including, like, having to counter out. That's just 2 free saves via resting leader or stage.
Yes, and it's also... Go for it.
Well, it's important to note, it just says if this character would be KO'd, not by battle, not by card effect.
Yes.
KO'd.
Yes.
That's insane.
That's insanely good. And also, one thing I liked about it is the fact that it does include the stage. So, even if you're not going for the high roll save, make them battle him 3 times, you can use another card's effect, tap your leader, and then still be able to rest the stage to keep this guy alive.
Yep. Also, the if this character would be KO'd effect is not turn specific. You can do it with a jet pistol out of life. Boom, let me go ahead and just rest my Coliseum. And you can do it on your opponent's turn as well.
This is a really good card. I'm going to go 5.
5. The fact that it also has a really good on-play ability...
I don't get it.
...is stupid.
This card's only downside is the fact that it has no counter. And for all that he does, he's well worth giving up the counter.
Absolutely a 5. This card is the best card that I've seen printed on paper.
I wouldn't give it that, but it's a very good card.
It has vanilla stats, so also you gotta think you're only playing it in Rebecca, right? Which means that it's probably gonna have Rush when it comes out. So on your opponent's turn, you're gonna KO something that's a 1-drop, plus potentially attack a character as well. Plus you're gonna trash a card from the top of your deck. Plus, for them to get rid of this card, they have to kill it pretty much 3 times. It's...
Yeah, no, it's an insane card. I don't think I would say he's the best card in the game.
I would.
For instance, if my deck had to choose between this or Nami, I'd rather have a Nami. I think Nami's a better card. Bro, Nami searches fucking everything.
Once. I mean, hey, you know what? That's a rabbit hole that we don't have to go down.
You're right.
You guys let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
True.
You guys let us know what you think.
Alright, moving on to, if I remember correctly, I think bad cards.
Actually, I don't mind them.
Orlumbus, black character, cost 4, 5,000 power, Dressrosa, Yonta Maria Fleet, 1k counter, activate main. Once per turn, reduce the cost of up to 1 of your opponent's characters by 4 during this turn, and trash the top 2 cards of your deck, then KO up to 1 of your Dressrosa type characters. I hate this card.
I hate everything about it.
This card's terrible.
What?
Bro, he kills himself.
Or
something else.
Like, if you play the 1-cost little fuck that gives one of your characters that they can attack an active character, you can kill that. You can KO your own Pyro, so that way he survives. If you've played Sabo that turn, none of your characters get KO'd. The card's fantastic. It's a -4 cost.
I don't think that -4 is an effect that had to have a restriction like that thrown on it.
Sorry guys, I'm bad at leading. But yeah, I agree. I think it's throwing that on there because there are things that do the... One, you don't have to attack with him, it's an activate main. You do get the trash too as well, so you can potentially do this every turn without risk of him dying. But then again, you have to KO something. So now that I realize it's an activate main, I don't think it's the worst card.
It's not the worst card by any means.
Nick brings up very valid points for it. I don't see myself playing it.
It's a point I was already aware of when I passed my judgment on him.
2.5
I don't think
out of 5 for me.
Yeah, no, that's where I am as well. I think the fact that he randomly he's just a Dressrosa card, a Dressrosa card that's randomly just all of a sudden says my cost is I'm killing, and not cost as in like the actual mechanic, but the trade-off for using my effect is that I'm going to kill something. He is the only card that says to do that in that archetype, and it's so out of place and it's so bad.
That's fair. I still think it's a good card. I'll still give him like a 3.5.
Yeah, fair.
That's fair.
Yeah, this next card I like him because in the art he's killing Usopp.
He's not.
What do you mean he's not?
He's not killing Usopp. He's raising Usopp to the heavens and displaying him as a god, and that's where the meme god Usopp comes from.
Oh, that's cringe. I hate this card now.
Usolando Hajrudin. Black character, cost 6, 7k power, giant, Dressrosa, new giant pirates, 1k counter. Activate main. You may rest 1 of your leaders, reduce the cost of up to 1 of your opponent's characters by -4 during this turn.
Good effect.
I like it better than the first one. Plus, it's a 7k potential rush beat stick.
And it still has counter.
Yep. I am not a fan of this card.
He do be expensive.
Well, I mean, I like this card. I think the fact that he doesn't kill himself is a big improvement. He just comes out, he does the -4, and
Once per turn.
That's also true. He's a 7k body, so he's the magic number. He has counter. Alone, him being on the board turns all your kill 1 or less into 5 or less. That's also really big. I like this card. I'm gonna give him 3.5.
That's fair. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
It's a 6-drop 7. If you have stage and you're lit this late in the game, your opponent's gonna have something rested because they've been swinging at your face. So you play this, you get to minus cost for something, you get to swing at your opponent's characters. I think it's overall pretty good. Stay the same 3.75.
Agreed, yeah. Plus, it's, I mean, even when you do swing at your opponent's character with it, it's not like it's going to easily die next turn. It's a 7k.
Yeah, because that's the thing, too. It's like, because it's one of those effects that it needs another moving part to do something. So, in worst case scenarios where he is a vanilla, he's still a 7k vanilla. So...
Yeah, but at any point in the game where you drop him, you have stage 100%. It's a good card.
It is a good card. No, I agree. And with that being said, yeah, Black's looking really good. Black is going to be, Rebecca specifically, is going to be a deck. It's going to be really good. Catch-22 there is that, like, the black cards don't really seem to be all that generic, so it doesn't seem like there's too many that Isha will be abusing. It looks like it'll specifically be Rebecca, but only time will tell. Until next time, we'll see you guys. Take care.